Hello, my name is Josh Clore from Mujin. I am the sales director here in North America, and I'm here to talk to you today about the next generation of warehouse robotics. To set the stage a little bit, I've got a bit of an agenda. We are here to tell you a little bit more about Mujin, a robotics technology company, and why you should really be considering intelligent robotics for your warehouse operations. And then we'll go into a little bit of use cases for intelligent robots. So we'll talk about palletizing, depalletizing, piece picking, all of which we're showcasing here at Modex 2022. So first, a little bit about Mujin. We are founded back in 2011 in Tokyo, in Japan, but we are an international organization in Tokyo. We have it's an English-speaking office, and we have folks from all over the world there to help advance the cause for intelligent robotics. So we were founded by Issei Takino on the left. He's our CEO of our global business, and Ross Dienkov on the right, our CTO of Mujin. We're actually closer to around 200 employees now with our recent U.S. expansion, and we really have a lot of great talent from across the world to help us deploy and create unique robotics solutions. So we have about 600 intelligent robotics systems out there globally, span across 3 countries with Japan, China, and now in the U.S., and have a lot of awards and intellectual property that we've created along the way. So a little bit about what we are, what we make, what our technology is. So Mujin is a robotics technology company. Our core product is the Mujin controller. So it's what you see on the bottom right of the handout side of the screen here. It is an intelligent robotics controller that can work with any robot platform. So in our booth today we have Fanuc, Yaskawa, Motoman, Kawasaki, Mitsubishi robots doing all different warehouse robotics tasks. So the Mujin controller actually drives those robots directly to the servos to create intelligent robots. So it makes them more capable, it makes them more reliable within these applications that have a lot of variability, like mixed case palletizing or depalletizing. So we combine that advanced control with our robot controller with the latest and greatest in 3D vision technologies, and also we create versatile end-of-arm tooling. So really smart grippers that have things like force torque sensing and vacuum sensing to ultimately create this intelligent control loop of thinking, sensing, and acting on the fly. So all of our motion is created in real time based on the targets that are in front of the robot. So let's talk a little bit about the situation out there in distribution and fulfillment. Consumer behavior is driving a lot of growth in e-commerce and in other areas as well, in retail as well. COVID-19 has for sure increased that growth in the short term, and we see that sales could double from 2021 by 2025 in the e-commerce space. And we really see also that while this demand is there and there's huge growth potential, most warehouse operations folks are struggling with finding the labor to actually fulfill this demand. So they say that that's really the biggest challenge today is the availability and retention of labor within the warehouse. And actually, it's a huge part of that operational cost. So it's really built into the infrastructure of the warehouse, that operational cost of labor. And really, it's not just a short-term thing with COVID-19. There are statistics out there showing that this is really a long-term trend, that the labor force participation rate is really going to be worse and worse as time goes on. So companies are facing a huge increase in demand from both long and short-term trends, and they're constrained by the space and labor availability, and really looking for more effective means to fulfill orders, more resilient means to fulfill orders in times like we've had recently with the global pandemic. And we think that robotics is really the key to unlock warehouse automation, end-to-end warehouse automation solutions. So why implement robotics now? There's a lot of reasons to do that. We can kind of look at the traditional reason for deploying robotics. They're very reliable. It's a machine that does the same thing over and over again. So really automotive has created this robotics technology into something that is very reliable, very repeatable, something that is scalable and flexible, and also something that's really easy to track your warehouse, what's going on within your warehouse. So there's a lot of reasons to deploy robotics, and actually most companies are already testing or starting with robotics now. So nearly 40% of all warehouse and fulfillment centers have some type of robotics systems within their warehouse. So really, you should be hopping on this train now if you aren't considering warehouse robotics today. And really in the past, robotics have been really good at doing the same thing over and over again. You have to fixture things, but in the warehouse, that's really not feasible. So actually, over the last 5 years or so, it's really the vision technology. 3D vision is what's really driving warehouse robotics. What's making robots more capable to do some of these difficult applications where there's a lot of variability, where you have your products just loosely placed inside of a tote or a box, or you have various cases, various size cases, mixed cases on a pallet that you need to depalletize or build a mixed case pallet. It's the 3D vision that's enabling the robotics technology and really creating more use cases within logistics today. So what are some of those use cases? We are showcasing all of these in our booth here at Modex, and we have production-ready solutions for all of these types of applications, for palletizing, for depalletizing, for piece picking. Those are really the three that we're going to highlight today. So with palletizing, traditionally to do mixed case palletizing, for instance, you have to have a lot of upstream automation to create the appropriate sequence so that you can then build a mixed case pallet. But with intelligent robotics, we're able to control, using vision, we're able to see our targets, and we're able to control robots in the real-time loop to create this more advanced decision making. So actually, we do not necessarily need a lot of upstream automation, maybe an ASRS system. Maybe we do not necessarily need that to do mixed case palletizing. We can buffer and actually resequence cases all within the robotics work cell. So what you'll see here in the next video is a full end-to-end solution with an automatic storage and retrieval system upstream. Mujin is actually building all of the pack formations in real time to create the pack on each one of these mixed case pallets. And we're actually also delivering the sequence information to the upstream automation. So, the warehouse is telling us here are all of the orders that we are going to have today, and Mujin is then sending back information about what sequence should those cases come to. So this is the most efficient way, the fastest way, the most effective way to do mixed case palletizing today. But in our booth today, we're actually debuting a new feature to where you can send it to us in any sequence, and we will buffer and then resequence with the robot on the fly. So we're using vision not only to see the targets, the cases within the space, but also the destination. So we're not only building pallets in this instance at Paltech, this use case, but also carts. So building carts, shipper carts as well. So really there's no coding involved, and all of it is done with our intelligent robotics platform, the Mujin controller. So that's palletizing. Let's go to the induct side of the warehouse and talk a little bit about depalletizing. So really, depalletizing is something that has been achievable in the past, but you kind of have to know what's in front of you. You have to have some constraints built up to understand what is there on the pallet. With 3D vision and actually 2D vision as well, Mujin, we can not know any information about the pallet, any information about the cases that are on the pallet, and will on the fly determine how to pick those cases and induct them into an automated system. So we call it auto registration. We're using 3D vision to find the length, the width, the height of the object, and also looking at what does the physical object look like in terms of, what does the top layer look like in kind of a photorealistic way. And then we also use force torque sensing in the gripper that we manufacture for depalletizing to understand the weight of the item as well. And then if it makes sense for your operation, we can implement barcode reading as well. So you can then confirm that this length, width, height, and weight data is actually related to the barcode, the SKU data that you expect for that case. And all of that information is available for downstream automation within the warehouse. So let's look at an example, a use case for mixed SKU depalletizing. The Mujin system knows nothing about these cases before they're brought into the system, so there is no external data. We are on the fly determining how to pick these cases. We're registering all of that length, width, height, the physical properties of the case, and figuring out how to get it to the conveyor. And one thing that we've learned over the years is that it's really difficult to take all of these different sensor information from the vision side and make the gripper do the right grasp, and really having all of this under one hood allows us to bring a more intelligent solution. So when we get information from our vision systems that maybe isn't accurate, we can actually check if it's accurate with our gripper. So we'll show you that situation here in a moment. We'll speed the video up and get to a point to where the vision system actually tells the control system, hey, this is 2 cases, when in fact it was only 1 case. Maybe it got a reflection off the tape or something like that, to where it thought that it was 2 cases in that moment. So here it's coming now, this next case. There's a vision system error where it sees 2 cases, and the robot goes to pick and immediately recognizes with force torque sensing and vision that actually that is not 2 cases, it is in fact 1 case, and automatically adjusts on the fly to take into account the original issue with the vision system. So again, here it comes. This is the automatic adjustment to really account for some of those things within vision that you just can't account for on the front end. We have this full control loop to be able to account for those things. So that was depalletizing, and then the last thing I'll tell you about is piece picking. So piece picking, each picking, there's a lot of different names for this type of application, but essentially it's taking your primary packaged good, your product, and putting it away into storage and into automated storage, or doing order fulfillment out of automated storage. So this is an application for fast retailing where there was an automated storage system. And they were actually essentially doing a goods-to-person application for order fulfillment, and they tasked us with creating a solution, a robotic solution for that order fulfillment. So we deployed this solution alongside the Daifuku automated storage system here for a company called Fast Retailing, and essentially did the full order fulfillment. So we're picking the items out of the cases, out of the totes, putting them on a slider there that's doing RFID reading to confirm that it is a single item and that it is the right item, and then building it into the package for outbound delivery. You'll also see that we have multiple tools here, and one of our tools is actually grabbing the order sheet and putting it in the box, so that all of the things that need to be in the box before it gets to the customer are there. So these are just a few examples of some of the applications that we're showcasing here at Modex. And also, these are all solutions that we've already delivered into production and are really ready for customers here in the U.S., for warehouse operators here in the U.S. to deploy more picking systems to create end-to-end solutions with AGVs, conveyor systems, sortation system, ASRS systems, where we are working with a lot of different system integrator partners to create these full end-to-end solutions. And robotic picking and packing is really the key to opening up automation within your warehouse.